Okay, welcome everyone. Uh, this is the ESL or English as an Additional Language info session. We're really excited to have you join us for this online virtual Experience VCC event. I'll just introduce myself. My name is Mike. I'll be the moderator. I'm also a VCC staff member. Um, Before we begin, I'd just like to let everyone know that this meeting is being recorded. So if you do want to access this live event again, we'll make it available on our website at vcc.ca/experience. If you do need a sign language interpreter, because if you are deaf or hard of hearing, just let us know in the chat. You should see a little chat option where you can interact with us, and we'll do our best to have an interpreter join us. Now, before we begin, I'd just like to start off with an acknowledgement. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on the traditional and unceded territory of the Coast Salish people, the traditional territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. This session is an opportunity for you to learn more about English as an additional language. For the agenda, we have a program representative who will talk about the program for about 2 to 3 minutes. We also have an advisor should you have any general questions. And then we'll follow that up with a Q&A period. So there is a Q&A button or icon that you can click to open, and feel free to submit your questions that way. I should let everyone know that there is about a 10 to 20 second delay. So when I speak, it may take 10 to 20 seconds for you to hear what I'm speaking at that moment. So if there are moments of silence that, those awkward silence moments, it's because we're waiting for that latency to happen. I'll now ask the program representative and advisor to quickly introduce yourselves. So tell us your name and your role with the college. So Ken, maybe I'll start with you.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Ken, that's K-E-N, Ken McMorris. I'm the department head of the EAL department, that's English as an Additional Language.
Great. Over to you, Domingo.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Domingo Salviejo, and I'm one of the 6 academic advisors at VCC. We serve 3 campuses, Broadway, downtown, and Annacis Island.
Perfect. Thanks, Ken and Domingo. I'll just move over to the next slide. So just a reminder, there is a Q&A tab that we encourage you to ask your questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. Okay, so Ken, I'll give you an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the program now.
Great, thanks. Yeah, so you can see that's my email address, kmcmorris@vcc.ca, or you can email our department, eal@vcc.ca. So if you ever have questions or you want to, know more, please contact us. So we're the English as an Additional Language. We have some different programs. Our main program is called ESL Pathways. So this is the program where you can go up levels and maybe enter into college programs. And one couple things about Pathways, listening and speaking is separate from reading and writing. We go from levels 5 to 9, so you can take one course, maybe like listening and speaking 6, or reading and writing 7 if you want to take 2 courses. So that hopefully that is good for you. A couple things to know about our program is we are intensive. We do have a lot of homework, and this is what's required for us to help our students prepare for not just life in Canada, but really to achieve your goals, to enter into programs to meet your work goals if that's your purpose. Sorry, this is a little awkward, and I'm just looking at a screen and not seeing any people. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
And our level 8 is accepted as an English 12 equivalent for most programs at VCC as well as other institutions. And we have a level 9, and that has 3 courses, 9 listening and speaking, 9 reading and writing, and a special course. It's called Pathway to University Transfer English. So if you're thinking of going on to high-level university courses, taking 9 reading and writing plus the Pathway to University English, that will help you go into the University Transfer English program. Great, I think I'll stop there.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ken. I'll turn things over to Domingo. Domingo, if you could say a few things about the advising services that are available.
Oh yeah, well, I always recommend students to come and see any of the academic advisors just to be able to guide you accurately if you want to apply and register for ESL Pathways. Just so you know, to get into our ESL Pathways, we require assessments, and this is the reason why we want you to speak to one of us to properly tell you which assessment you need to take. Currently, if you want to go into ESL Pathways, because of COVID, there is the Duolingo English test that you can use towards. You can also use your IELTS if you do have academic or general training, depending again, obviously, when you took those tests. Because if you took it like 5 years ago, I think it would be better if you take it another one. If you took it like a year ago, I think it's that's fine, but that would depend again to Ken, because Ken usually I send students to Ken McMorris to procure permission to register, if they do have those assessments results. Anyways, so as I said, we encourage you to speak to one of us before you even apply and register for ESL Pathways, because we can guide you pretty much. We can even help you determine which level based from what you have. For example, if you have a Canadian language benchmark placement test, we can tell you pretty much which level you're going to be starting. There you go.
Okay, great. Thanks, Domingo. Domingo, can you tell us the various ways that students can contact you?
Oh yeah, thank you for asking that question. Yeah, you may contact us by phone, 604-871-7000, press 2. We are actually available to talk to you either by phone or by Zoom. There is also like an opportunity to talk to us for 15 minutes, because we do have drop-in session now. So drop-in is from Mondays to Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Sorry, that was Monday to
Thursdays.
Thursday. Okay, gotcha. From 2 p.m.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Okay, thank you. I'm just putting that in the chat window for everyone's reference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Let's just move along now. We also just wanted to let you know that if you like to engage with the ESL department or English as an additional language department, you can follow them on social media on Twitter at VCC ESL. So this is where we'd like to give everyone the opportunity to ask questions. So if you do have questions, please submit them in the Q&A. And again, just a quick reminder that there is a 10 to 20 second delay. So if there's a period where we're not responding, it's because there's that latency that occurs. So does anyone have any questions? This is your opportunity to ask away. No? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Okay, maybe I'll get the ball rolling. I've got a question that maybe students might find helpful. This is maybe a question for Ken or Domingo, but what can I expect to do on a daily basis to be successful?
Can I start first by talking about remote learning?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Why don't you do that? That'd be great.
Because that's right now, if we're sitting in the classroom, that's quite different from now we're teaching on Zoom. We also use Moodle. So for most of our classes that are 4 days a week, say Monday to Thursday, 2 days a week, teachers will have lessons on Zoom. So kind of like this, but Zoom. So by video, and we go through regular lesson exercises. You can go into special rooms so you can talk to other students, work together. And then the other 2 days, we have something called Moodle. And on Moodle, we have exercises, we have our handouts that you can read, if you can print out if you want to print out. We have chances for you to work with other students there. And then on top of all of that, there's extra homework. Okay, so you have a lot of chance to work independently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of thing you can expect, say, during the week. 2 days on video like this, and 2 days independent Moodle, doing other tasks, more independent. And that's I think what you can kind of expect to do on a daily basis.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ken. We have a question here from Anonymous. Can international students apply and then study English in VCC?
That's a good question. You know what? Much as I want to answer that question, I would rather you talk to the International Education Office. You can actually email them study@vcc.ca. I believe they have an info session as well. I think, right? For international.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just capture that.
Right. I should point out that yes, actually anybody can study in our program. And we have had international students, but yeah, international students need to apply through the International Education Department.
What can I expect to do on a daily basis to be successful? I know, Ken, you spoke about it briefly, but maybe you can elaborate on that?
Well, what you can do is, what you really need to do is to be able to put in your time and your effort. So that means, it sounds silly when I say, yes, you have to attend class and you have to do the exercises, but quite often people, you know, they will ask me, but I've booked my vacation for 2 weeks, is that okay? Oh, well, great, have fun. Our students are all adults. We're not going to treat you like children at all, but we have a lot of information. So if you really want to have a good chance of passing, you want to be able to make sure you have at least 2.5 hours to study for the regular class time, plus an extra hour to do extra homework, extra study every day. And if you're studying full time, that's 5 hours of class time plus 2 hours of homework. So it is a lot, but that's part of the requirement. Yeah, and also to go on Moodle, we have lots of interactive exercises there. And really important is to ask your teachers if you have a question or if you don't understand. Especially since we're studying remotely, we can't see your face to see that you're confused. That's, if we're in class, I can see, oh, they don't understand, or people just put up their hand right away. But remotely, sometimes students can get frustrated because they're having trouble, but the teacher just doesn't know. So definitely ask, talk, contribute as much as you can. All of that's so important. That would be what I would suggest.
Can you speak about a typical classroom size?
Our maximum classes have 24 students in a class. And quite often at level 8, that's when you'll see those numbers. These days, teaching remotely, our level 4 and 5 classes, they might have around 12 to 15 students each. But then every class is a little bit different.
It all depends. I don't know what your IELTS score is. Usually, if you have, for example, I'm just making this up. If you have all 7 across, that is, you know, that can be considered very, very high, especially for academic. So, well, if that is the case, you can, you know, depending again, you can go level 8 or even level 9, because again, you know, those 7 across is quite high in IELTS. It's especially for academic. For general training, it's different, because general training is easier than the academic. So again, it all depends. It all depends, and also it depends on what exactly do you want to do. Do you want to go into ESL pathways because you want to take a program towards an LPN, or you're doing you know, ESL pathways because you want to go into English 1101 because you want to go to UBC or SFU, for instance. So my suggestion is you speak to one of the academic advisors so we can guide you and provide you with all the information you need.
And also keeping in mind, because listening and speaking is separate from reading and writing in our program, you might have different IELTS scores in those skills, so it might be a different result. But in general, our lowest course, which is level 5, you need between 4.5 and 5.0 on IELTS, and then it goes up.
Exactly. I think I have a question, and I think this is on behalf of, I'm pretty sure a lot of our students wanting to apply to VCC for ESL pathways. Can I use, I'm currently doing Link. Can I transfer to ESL pathways?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes, please.
Yes, actually, we do our best to accept everything. So if someone has studied in Link, that's very easy for us to accept. Preferably under normal circumstances, we say within 1 year, because as I think Mike or Domingo said earlier, after 1 year, if you haven't been studying, your language skill level might change. If you're using it at work a lot, if you're using English at work, it might go up. If you've gone to another country, haven't used English at all, it might have gone down. So that's why we say. But you know, we try to accept even up to 2 years from Link. We also have accept students from Langara or BCIT. And if you've been studying, say, at say Richmond in night school, like that, we'll do our best to try to accept that so that you don't have to spend extra money on an assessment. So we do try.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ken and Domingo. We've got another question here.
Okay.
What is Pathways 9 about? I have finished the Pathways 8, and I'm not sure if I should take Pathways 9 or other English courses such as university transfer. I'd like to study healthcare program in the future. I don't know which is the best for me.
I can answer that.
Okay.
Okay, so if you say I completed level 8 in ESL pathways and I'm looking into level 9 and I want to go into LPN, do I need level 9? Not really, because if you do have listening and speaking 8, reading and writing 8, that is actually equivalent to English 12 with a B. So you're good in applying for the LPN. But if you say, you know what, I want to go into the dental hygiene program, then if that is the case, I suggest that you do level 9 towards English 1101, 1001, and English 1102, 1002, because those are the 6 credits that you need as one of as 2 of the requirements towards dental hygiene. You know what I mean? So it all depends again on your goal. So if you say I want to go into the BSN, then same thing with the dental hygiene. You need, if you have listening and speaking aid, reading and writing aid, I suggest that you go all the way and do level 9 and do English 1101 and in English 1102, because again, those are the requirements towards the BSN. So again, it all depends on your goal. But if you say I just want to go into LPN, then Pathways 8 is fine. If you want to go into the medical lab assistant, then Pathways 8 is fine. If you want to go to say, you know what, I want to go to the medical lab technician at BCIT, what do I need? Well, Pathways 8 is fine because BCIT obviously will accept our ESL pathways towards that. But sometimes, some programs at BCIT, because they're very, very competitive, especially medical lab technician, I always say, you know what, I think it better if you do if you complete a university level English, because that would strengthen your application, because again, medical lab technician at BCIT is very competitive.
Okay, great. Thanks, Domingo. Ken, do you have anything to add to that?
Really, if you've completed level 8 in Pathways, Pathways 9 is the same, but higher. It's really just pushing your skills even farther. You can do it for your personal interest, or if it's to enter a higher level program. I mean, they're great courses, but it depends on what your goal is.
Okay. So sounds like probably good advice is maybe to follow up with an advising academic advisor to share those goals, and then you could help out with the best path then, right?
Can I share a question that students sometimes ask that concerns some students?
Yeah, absolutely.
So our program is tuition free. So that means the government is paying, and some students are worried, well, if I don't pass, am I out? Do I get another chance? And the answer is yes. I just want to emphasize that we are fast-paced, we are intensive, and some students, they need more time to study. And especially when students are studying remotely or online, learning can just happen a little bit more slowly. I mean, there are some techie people who are just like, wow, tech, awesome. And they're like firebirds. But for other people, or, you might not be as old as I am, but it can be a little more complicated. So definitely you can do the course 2 times without asking for permission. And even if you need more than 2 times, that's normally also okay. You just have to talk to me or talk to your teacher, so we know that, yeah, you're in a good position to be successful. So just try not to worry if you're thinking, oh no, if I don't pass, what happens? Am I kicked out? No, we want you to be successful.
So Ken, would you say your advice, if students do struggle with the workload, to contact you to talk about support resources then?
Actually, their teachers are the best. Certainly students are welcome to contact me, but the teachers know all the same resources we share, talking about advising, counseling, library, learning center. But also really just to kind of, if someone is feeling overly stressed, my recommendation would be just relax a little bit. It's easy to say, I know, but if you're not worried about passing everything, you can still study, you can still practice, get feedback, and then the next time you take the course, then you can, you'll be even better. But I worry some students get worried that, oh no, I'm not going to pass, and then they drop out.
Mhm.
And that means that they're not learning anything.
Mhm.
So if they even if they're just putting in the effort, you will be able to take it again unless there's some special reason why, why you couldn't. But normally there's no problem at all.
Okay, great. That's good to know. And that's good advice, not to panic. I can see a couple of latecomers have come in. Just for those of you who have joined us late, this is your opportunity to ask questions to our program representative, Ken McMorris, and our advisor, Domingo. So if you have any questions, do feel free to submit them in our Q&A section, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. So does anyone else have?
I want to share a question, which is actually interesting. I've seen a lot of students where they dropped out from pathways and then they go to adult school, and then they want to come back. Now sometimes they say, "Can I use my report mark to come back and continue my ESL pathways?" Because I dropped out from ESL pathways, but I went to Invergary in Surrey, but I didn't like it. Now I want to come back, but can I use my result? Right? Can I use my result to continue ESL pathways at VCC? So that's the question. And before I answer, maybe you can answer that question first.
It's on everybody's different. So I would say sometimes yes. If we have information about that program and how each of those courses matches our courses, then I will do my best, because we want you to be in the right class. I don't want to put you lower so you waste your time. But if we don't know anything about the program, and there are some private institutes that I just don't know anything, I can't guess about your future. So I would say maybe yes, we will try, but I can't promise.
But my answer is actually similar to Ken, but I give them another option though. I say, I think it's better if you just take another test, like a Duolingo English test, because it's the best way for us to determine your level. Because because number one, we don't know how that course was delivered when you took that course from adult school. Because in adult school, when you take English there, it's so different from the way we teach at VCC. Because in VCC we teach 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But usually in adult school, they're focusing mostly on reading and writing, not so much on the listening and speaking. And this is the reason why I say, like Ken, it depends pretty much, but I give them the option to take a test. It's just unfortunate because of the COVID, they cannot do that. They cannot do the test in our assessment office, right? However, there are other options as well. They can take the Duolingo English test, and certainly advisors can provide you the link, and more important about what's expected from you if you want to take the Duolingo English test.
Okay, thank you, Domingo. We've got a couple questions here now. One question is, when will English classes start?
For the ESL pathways, the next intake is January 2021, and there is a date. I don't think we don't have the date yet as to when they can register.
Right.
For ESL pathways for January 2021. I suggest that you contact advising or look at the website and for application updates.
If you're planning to register for January, the registration date for new students will probably be the December 1st or the very last days in November. So you can get your assessment anytime. You can contact our department about or an advising, and then just be ready at the end of November to, bam, get in there, because some classes do fill up quickly.
Okay.
And
okay, that's good to know.
I just want to add more into that, because apparently Western ESL services are now open, quote unquote. You can take the Canadian language benchmark placement test online. Okay, but you need to connect with Western ESL services, and also I forgot their new name. They changed their name now. Apparently, it's no longer Western ESL services. I think it's Vancouver Learning something. But you know, I'm so sorry. I can tell you the exact name, but if you do want to inquire, you can still go and go to their website, and you'll still get all the information. Anyways, yes, you can definitely book for your Canadian language benchmark placement test online.
Okay, great. Another question here. How can I be evaluated for English level?
Again, assessment. Assessment is very, very important. We ask them to take the test. Again, you can take it online through Western ESL services, or you can even take the Duolingo English test. Now, the Duolingo English test will cost you a bit. I think you have to pay around 77 or 79 US, okay, as opposed to the Canadian language benchmark placement test. If you're PR, it's actually free.
Maybe I can ask another question that maybe students might be interested in. Okay. What can I do to prepare before the course starts?
A really good question. Maybe Domingo and I can both answer this. One is you want to prepare for learning online, because that does require you need a computer and connection to the internet and some basic computer skills. And our library does have a number of videos that can help you learn those. So that's one way that you can prepare. But otherwise, our courses, we just give you everything that you need during the course. Can't really say much more.
Right, yeah. Right now, because of the COVID, there's really nothing we can do much. However, because with COVID, all courses are delivered online. So again, you don't have to be like super amazing in computers. No, basic computer is fine. If you want to know, if you don't know how to turn on your computer, we have an issue. But if you do know how to open your computer and turn it on, log in or sign in or sign out, then you're fine. I always say this to students, it's not at first online learning is a bit overwhelming, but it's actually once you start, it's not. I mean, I'm saying this from experience, because as I think I remember when I went to SFU, I took one course online, and I was a bit like, that was my first time to take an online course, and I was like, what do I expect? And as soon as the class started, and got myself familiarized and how to start my lessons online, it was perfect. It was fine, and I loved it. So I think you'll have the same experience as well. So again, don't be overwhelmed, because the computer is not going to bite you. So it's a machine. So you're going to be fine. Okay, it's if you're overwhelmed, you just close your computer and come back. Again, it's not going to bite you. You'll be fine.
I think if our attendees have figured out MS Teams, we're in good shape then.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yes.
One challenge is a lot of our students are used to using smartphones or small tablets. And I mean, those are awesome. I always have my smartphone. It's right here within arm's reach. But it's not enough to do all of our coursework. For some things, you will need a laptop or a desktop. Things like typing essays. There are just certain things. So you want to make sure that you have access to a computer or laptop to do some of the work at least.
Yes.
Just thought I'd mention.
I've been asked that question, just so you know, Ken. I was asked, can I just use my phone to take the course? I said, no. No, definitely not. You cannot use your phone. Even iPad, you cannot, because I know with iPad you can attach a keyboard, but you know that's still going to be difficult because the keyboard are so small. You know, if you attach that to your iPad, right? Because I've seen that. People are using that, and I still don't recommend to use iPad when they go into, you know, when they do online courses, because it's just impossible.
Okay, that's good to know. We've got another question here about Link. Will there be Link 5 full-time in January? I've checked the schedule on your website. There's only Link 5 part-time.
Yeah, that's a good question. I always ask them to connect with Link Office because they have more information. I think his name is Peter Leong. That's Leung. So it's P Leong at VCC.ca.
P.E. Leong.
Oh, P.E. Leong. Sorry.
Yeah, P. Leong is someone else. Another Peter.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, P.E.
Leong.
Leung?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
at VCC.ca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
We
Ken.
don't want to contact the other Peter.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, just to kind of follow up, Link isn't offering any full-time courses right now. Everything is part-time. That might change. So definitely contact Peter or the department.
Yeah.
Just maybe my own curiosity. Is there any required textbooks or materials?
For our regular courses, no, we provide all of that. Because we're studying remotely, we won't print out anything. So if you really want the paper, you have to print it out somewhere. But otherwise, no, we provide everything.
Okay, great.
So for our grammar and pronunciation classes, there are some textbooks that are for those ones. Yeah, most of our students are taking ESL pathways. I explained before, these are intensive and fast-paced. It also means our teachers, these are not grammar courses or pronunciation. And some students have asked for extra grammar practice or extra pronunciation practice. And so we created separate courses, and these are short. They just meet 5 hours a week, usually one day, and for 8 weeks, so not for a full term. And they are free tuition. And if you think, oh, great, study grammar, I understand. Yeah, me too, except I love grammar. But really, these are communication courses, so you get to talk and work with other students, but you really get to focus on grammar, or you focus on pronunciation, and your teacher can give you lots of feedback on those points. So yes, if you're interested, yeah, we definitely need to know your level. They just started this week, so if you're a new student, it's a little too late now. But if you're thinking for the next term, you can study, you can just take grammar pronunciation, or you can take pathways and one of those courses. Then just talk to your teacher and they can help you register. But they're great courses.
I have another question, and I've been asked this question. How late can I join ESL Pathways? Say, for example, for January 2021.
Well, this is actually set by the registrar, and the registrar generally says 1 week after the first day of classes, registration is open, and then it closes. And we don't have any power over that.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I've been asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I mean, like the same question. And I usually, so I thought it's 2 weeks, Ken. So it's
Oh,
only 1 week.
we were told 1 week. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good to know because we were told I think the general answer was 2 weeks.
Ah.
Interesting, but we'll confirm with registrar's office.
Yeah, exactly. The registrar sets those.
Correct.
Um, the first week there's a lot of preparation, but it's true. After 2 weeks, students, we have a lot of assessments, and especially if you're in a high-level course, students might have already done 6 assessments
Okay,
in
got
that
it.
time. So if somebody's registered starting the 3rd week, they're going to be frustrated because they'll go, oh, I've missed all of this. And
Yeah.
we don't redo assessments because there are too many.
Okay.
So that's.
So I do have a question. With many instruction being taken online now, is there opportunities for students to practice grammar and speaking skills among themselves with other students?
Yes, I will say yes. So once you're in the class, say if you're in a large group Zoom lesson, your student can put you into small groups, and then say even during the lesson, you'll just be talking to those students for maybe 10 minutes. You'll work, do an exercise, you'll come back to the full class, and then you go out to a special breakout room and come back. So that's during the lesson. But then also students can set up their own types of peer work together. So some of that is on Moodle, where students can work together, but students also do their own thing. They get together in separate chat rooms. Students also have access to Zoom themselves as VCC students, so I think they can invite each other to Zoom chats. So yes, definitely students can interact.
Okay, that's great to know. Just with COVID and all the movement to online learning, the value of that interpersonal connection is really, vital for, learning and teaching. So it's great to hear that your courses do encourage that and offer the facilities to do that as well. Okay, any other questions? We've got about 14 minutes left. I do have a few more things I'd like to share with the group. So maybe this will be your last chance to ask any questions if you have. Again, don't be shy. If you do have questions that are more specific to your needs, and again, we do encourage you to contact advising directly and make an appointment. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, Ken and Domingo, do you have anything else that you'd like to add just to wrap up, or?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to thank everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's going to be another info session, but there's no EAL tomorrow, unfortunately. So the best way to contact, if you do have questions, is to call advising to book the appointment. Again, you can call 604-871-7000, extension 2, and you can book either phone appointment or Zoom appointment for about half an hour. We also offer drop-in sessions, which is only for 15 minutes, 2 to 4 p.m., Mondays through Thursdays. There you go. Thank you, guys, and stay safe.
I'll briefly mention services for our students that we do have available. We have advising services, financial aid, Indigenous services, disability services, counseling services, and free professional tutoring. So if you visit our website at vcc.ca, there is a button, Students. You'll find all these resources available to you. For next steps, if you are interested in learning more, do feel free to check our website for upcoming info sessions. Again, that's at vcc.ca. We do have a tab or button called info sessions, and keep an eye out for upcoming info sessions. Again, we do encourage you to meet an advisor, set up an appointment, and you'll see Domingo and his team are very friendly and more than happy to help out. So don't be afraid to reach out to him and his team. And if you're ready to apply, we'll be thrilled to have you join us, and we're thrilled to help you in your academic endeavors. Just go to vcc.ca/apply. If you do apply today, we will waive the application fee. So that's a $35 value. It is limit one person, and unfortunately, it's only available for domestic students. If you just go to vcc.ca/apply and type in the code info 1020. I'll type it in the chat as well. And finally, I encourage you to submit a chance to win a tuition credit. I know that this program is at no cost, but if you are interested in taking something else, then you may win $1,000 tuition credit. We have one of 3 prizes which you could win. So if you go to our website at vcc.ca/experience, we have a form where you can enter your contest submission, and the code is LEARN. I think that's it. Ken and Domingo, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
And our attendees, thank you for taking time to join us. We're looking forward to having you join if you are interested. And again, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to give you advice and some academic advice about your best path. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Stay safe, okay? And have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.